Oftentimes when we think about Advent worship, at least for me, we grew up with the Advent chocolate calendar, right? There was a little window on the calendar. You open up the window, there's a prayer and a piece of candy. It was really, fun for the kids and kind of a way to get you involved in the Advent process. Well, we're excited because from Christ Church at Grove Farm, there's a brand new project that's underway, and it's called Goodwill, and it involves the Pittsburgh Symphony and really strong and excellent worship.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, how are you?
We're doing great. Thank you. Good to be with you.
Terrific. Okay, those are three voices that you guys are hearing. Christopher Wu is with us from the Pittsburgh Symphony. We've got Reverend Craig Gyergyo. He's the senior pastor at Christ Church at Grove Farm. And also Brad Lebakken, who's done music there for a long time. You guys, we're happy to have you on the show. And I don't think I've ever seen three people jammed so closely together on a Zoom screen.
You're obviously comfortable with each other.
Yeah, so I certainly want to give you props for that.
Very nice.
Okay, so this is a really interesting project to me. I've never actually heard anything like it. So it's an Advent devotional, but it's word and it's song at the same time. So I don't know who wants to talk. Let's start with you, Craig. Was it your idea?
Well, actually, it started with a coffee conversation with Chris Wu. We were together about a year and a half ago or so, and we were talking about our love for old church music, carols, hymns.
Yeah.
And Chris kind of said, I think it would be so neat to couple what we've done, the word and the music together. And so that dream kind of, you put it in the back, burner. It's one of those things you walk away from. And sometimes those things just collect dust and they never come to life. But this one actually came to life in a really neat way. I heard Chris and Brad playing together this past summer, and it all came together for me. And I remember that conversation. And so we immediately snapped into action. And we've been working on this project, and we're really excited to give it as a gift to everyone, not only Christ Church at Grove Farm, but everyone during this holiday season.
Wonderful. So, Brad, to talk about this, we have not heard the devotional yet. We're looking forward to this. You and Chris were together collaboratively. Are they old hymns? Are these things that are recognizable to us as churchgoers, or is this original music?
Yeah, it's absolutely stuff that everyone's going to know. It's the old hymns that the church grew up, Oh, Come All Ye Faithful, Oh Holy Night, Silent Night, Joy to the World, all that. And so me and Chris had a lot of fun in the studio. And,
Nice.
When we went there, we wanted it to be something that people could sing along to. A lot of it's instrumental. There are some songs with vocals and things too, featuring different worship leaders from our church. But we wanted it to be something that would really help people engage with the lyrics of the songs. So as they're reading the devotional, they're hearing these familiar melodies and everything's familiar, and they can just lock on to maybe hearing these songs with a new dimension to them, because there's in the devotional, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of great stories, there's a lot of great theology in these hymns, and a lot of that gets fleshed out in the devotional.
Wonderful.
We're talking to Christopher Wu, Reverend Craig Gyergyo, and Brad Lebakken. They're all Christ Church at Grove Farm, talking about a brand new musical Advent devotional they have out called Goodwill. And we're going to let you know before the end of this segment where you can find it. Oh, look, the picture of it right there.
Very
Well,
nice.
that's a very nice graphic on that. I like that a lot. Okay, Chris, I want to turn to you. One of the things I admire so much about you is that you, since I've met you, I've realized you don't look, a lot of musicians live in their silos, right? They do this kind of music and they only do this kind of music, and that's their world. But you've never been like that. Talk about your life in the symphony and talk about how you look at a project like this.
It's great to be with you, number one. I just am so thankful for the opportunity to speak about this project. I love all kinds of music. And even as a little kid, my father passed away when I was 14. Music has a way for me of reaching your heart where words don't. Hans Christian Andersen said it, where words fail, music speaks. And I think that of all kinds of music, and certainly these incredible old hymns that we've sung so many times, but it's like reading the Bible. You find something new in it every single time, and there's always a new twist that you can find that you've never seen before. And so it comes to life, and it's been so great. My wife always teases me. I always have great ideas, but nothing ever gets done around our house. So it was nice to give it to Pastor Craig, and he ran with it. And all I had to do. He finished it. He finished it. All I had to do was play my violin with Bradley and a few other cooks, and it was great. But for me, it's more about the gift of music that God has given us. There's so many ways to express yourself and in so many different forms. And certainly this one has meant a lot to me because it's music that is near and dear to all of our hearts.
Wonderful. So, Brad, talk about the format. People log on and say it's day one of the Advent Devotional. Is there scripture? Is there narration? How does the music weave itself through?
Yeah, so whenever you open the devotional, there's a little QR code next to each song, and you just take out your smartphone, you click on the QR code, and it takes you straight to a song. You could listen to it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, any way that you want to, any platform really. And so it gives the people a chance to like listen to the song first and read the devotional, or vice versa. And it's really a cool, just unique way of engaging with it using technology. But the devotions themselves are just, I've read a couple. They're pretty amazing. There's song history. There is personal stories of the people that have wrote the devotionals, of how they connect with the song and scripture. It's a powerful tool.
Fabulous. And so, Craig, you as a senior pastor at Christ Church, talk about your influence and your work on the project as well.
For me, we have a great team. And so a lot of times I come back and I'll tell the team about an idea I have. And the great thing is they run with it. Nice. We really take this ministry seriously, and we're passionate about it, like so many other churches in the area. And it was just really neat to see our team run with this one. And so there's a whole cast of characters who have been involved. There are 5 authors who contributed to the devotionals. Of course, Brad and Chris and others. We have a guy who's a professional studio in our congregation who gave his space up for us to use. So just, it was like we were blessed with wide open doors, and it was really fun to see it all come together.
Wow. Craig, I mean, do you pinch yourself sometimes? You're so lucky. Look at these musicians you have.
I can't believe it. This has come true. I cannot. I've been waking up in the middle of the night thinking about this project.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm so excited about it. And our thing is, isn't it neat? I was in Starbucks recently. And I'm sitting there, and it was a beautiful October day. The sun shining. It was like 60 degrees. Well, I walk in, I realized they had Christmas music on. Way too early for me. No offense to those who are early adopters to Christmas music. But once I realized that they were playing "Oh Holy Night," and I thought to myself, what a unique opportunity in our world. It's a time when the world is open to hearing the message of Christ, particularly through music. And so our hope is that this will get in the hands of many, many people, and that they'll be blessed by the music, and it'll lead them to know the hope of the world in Jesus Christ.
Fabulous.
The new musical Advent Devotional from Christ Church at Grove Farm is called Goodwill, and it features Christopher Wu from the Pittsburgh Symphony, along with Grove Farm Worship. We're talking to the 3 guys here. Craig Gyergyo is the senior pastor. Brad Lebakken is one of the worship leaders. And Chris, I want to throw this back to you. Is it, like, for people listening to this who think, oh, well, I love the symphony, but, I'm not really interested in, a contemporary take on something, or maybe somebody is like steeped in contemporary music and they're thinking, this guy's from the symphony, like that's not my bag. What would you have what would you have to say to somebody who doesn't want to venture out?
I would say take a chance and let God open your heart. I think sometimes, especially in today's society, where there's so many things out there, I think we have to basically be able to open our hearts, listen to it, let God lead us. I mean, there are obviously some things. I bring a lot of people to the symphony and they're like, you know what? I didn't like that piece. And I go, hey, no problem. Not everybody loves everything, but at least give it a shot. It's like giving my kids some vegetables, they're like, no way, I'm not going to have that, and it's like, just try it. And then they go, okay, you know what? I like that. I didn't like that. But you don't know how God's going to work in your heart, which is for me the most important thing. Right. And there are a lot of things that I don't like, but if I just close myself off to everything like that, then I'm the one who's missing out, and I'm not going to see how God can bless me in those different ways.
Wonderful. One final thing. So, of course, a lot of people follow along with the Advent season. Others are new new or even sort of ignorant about the Advent season. Craig, talk about this. The Advent season, of course, underway this Sunday. We get underway with the first Sunday of Advent. How long will you produce this on a daily? Does it go through the whole sweep of Advent? Daily, there's something brand new for someone to plug into.
So close to daily. It's a 20-day devotional. We decided on that number. We felt like that was a good place for us. So 5 devotionals a week to keep up with. And it begins this Sunday. That's November 27th. And it'll run all the way through, of course, Christmas Eve.
Fabulous.
Awesome. I'll tell you, this is a really wonderful idea.
Good job, you
super
guys.
geeked for you guys that you were able to put this together.
We can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah. I'm really excited.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. We love you guys. Christopher Wu with us, Reverend Craig Gyergyo, and Brad Lebakken, Christ Church at Grove Farm.
Check it out. So, you guys, it's everywhere, right? Where all the music is streaming, Spotify, Apple, people can log in. What do they look for specifically? Or do they just type in Christ Church at Grove Farm?
It's under Grove Farm Worship. So if you're on Spotify or YouTube or Apple Music, Amazon Music, any of those places, just type in Grove Farm Worship in Goodwill, and the album will come up. As far as the devotional, it's obviously available at our church, but also there's some stuff online.
There's a digital version as well, which we will get out a link to you.
Okay, great. We look forward to getting that link. If you want to stop by and get that devotional, you could go to Christ Church at Grove Farm yourself, pick it up. Otherwise, if you're on your streaming platform, go to Grove Farm Worship. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Super good to see you. Christopher Wu, Reverend Craig Gyergyo, and Brad Lebakken.
Goodwill, Christ Church at Grove Farm.